My name is Connie Iversen, and I'm a candidate for judge in Ramsey County, which is the 2nd Judicial District. Specifically, I'm running for seat number 27. I'm not a politician, and I don't have much experience with TV appearances, but I have written a statement I'd like to share with you. Seat number 27 is currently being held by an incumbent, William H. Leary III. He was appointed by then-Governor Jesse Ventura in 2002, and he's held that position ever since then. No one has ever ran against him until now. There are 29 judges currently serving in Ramsey County. When you look at the section for judicial elections, which is on the back of the ballot, you may notice there are 12 other incumbents who have no one running against them. I've picked to run against Judge Leary for specific reasons. You might ask yourself, well, if he's the incumbent, why should I vote for someone else? He already has the job. But the question you should be asking yourself is he the right person for the job? I'm going to highlight some of the differences between myself and my opponent. We both have years of experience as a lawyer. I myself have been practicing law for 18 years. My opponent has only civil experience, working for a firm specializing in representing medical suppliers in products liability cases, representing employers in workplace discrimination cases. I have civil experience as well, working in the civil litigation department of Doherty, Rumble and Butler for approximately 2.5 years. But most of my experience has been representing the citizens of Ramsey County. I work at the Public Defender's Office. We represent the little guy. We represent people who have been charged with crimes who can't afford to hire a private attorney. We represent people who are on disability, people who receive Social Security, people who receive unemployment. We represent the underemployed and the unemployed. We make sure that the little guy gets their fair day in court, and we make sure that their rights are protected. I have experience doing jury trials, not just court trials, and I know how to run a courtroom efficiently, making the experience of being a juror one that's a good one, not one that is to be avoided due to costly and lengthy loss of time from work and away from your families. I know how to treat people who appear in court. I know how to treat attorneys and their clients with patience, dignity, and respect. My opponent might say, well, I've been running a courtroom for 7+ years, so you should just vote for me. But again, the question you should ask yourself, is he doing the job well? There is an article that appeared in the Pioneer Press dated September 8th. And this gives you just a snippet of insight into the way my opponent runs his courtroom. And I'm quoting from this article. Critics have described Leary as a judge who throws his weight around and sometimes fails to treat fellow professionals with respect. Appearing in court can be an experience that is daunting for most people under even the best of circumstances. Having to worry about a judge who throws his weight around and fails to treat fellow professionals with respect is not something citizens should have to be concerned about when appearing with their lawyer before their own elected officials. Judges should come from a background that provides stability and a strong foundation for making decisions that affect not only individuals, but the community as a whole. I grew up with a strong family. My parents have been married for 54 years. I myself have been married for over 20 years. To a public school teacher. He works at Champlain Park High School. We live in Roseville with our 2 dogs, and both my husband and I are not only public servants, but we also believe in giving back to the community. Unlike my opponent, I don't just serve on boards, I actually volunteer my time, my money, and my personal effort to help in the community. I've done the 3-day breast cancer walk in the past, raising almost $4,000 for breast cancer research. I belong to the Knitters Guild. We regularly make projects and items that we donate to the needy. This last year, I've made helmet liners for troops serving overseas. I've made hats, scarves, and mittens for the Ronald McDonald House. We've made Afghans to share with shelters and with shut-ins. I've done the Humane Society Walk for 14 years, raising money for shelter animals. We believe in giving back to the community on a personal level. A good judge also should be a good administrator. You need to know how to manage your court staff, your personnel, as well as the courtroom itself. You need to know how to deal with other agencies. I've been a managing attorney at the Public Defenders for the last 12 years. I'm involved in hiring decisions. I supervise 9 felony trial teams. I train new attorneys. I supervise our investigative staff, and I also take care of payroll and evaluations for all of those employees. I serve on the Ramsey County Violence Coordinating Council, which works with an interagency group of court staff, judges, pretrial staff, prosecutors, and probation officers, trying to come up with new and innovative ways to deal with domestic abuse cases. I understand how to effectively deal with other agencies. I also know how to deal with people in stressful situations. Unlike my opponent, I won't throw my weight around, and I won't treat my fellow professionals with disrespect. A good judge should have a good reputation in the legal community as well. I'm one of only 2 defense attorneys who serve on the Minnesota Judicial Criminal Bench Book Committee. This is a group of attorneys and judges who review statutes and cases and put together a resource book for judges to use statewide. We keep up to date with new legislation and cases that are decided by the U.S. Supreme Court and the Minnesota Supreme Court and Court of Appeals. I'm a member on the board of the Minnesota Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers. I'm also a member of the Minnesota and Ramsey County Bar Associations. I work regularly with my colleagues in the legal profession, and I believe I have earned their respect over my years of practice. I've been out in the community since I filed for this position on June 1st. I've attended your community parades and festivals. I've knocked on many of your doors. I've answered your questions about what you think is important to know about these judicial elections. I've been getting your feedback on what you expect of a good judge. I've been putting up signs in the neighborhoods with my website address, and I urge you to get more information from my website at ConnieIversenforJudge.com. Unlike my opponent, I don't believe citizens will simply settle for business as usual and automatically vote for a person because they have an I by their name, standing for incumbent. He hasn't been out talking to you. He isn't interested in your opinions. So exercise your constitutional right to vote on November 2nd. Take a look at the judicial elections, turn that ballot over, and make your choice for the candidate that you believe is appropriate for the job. Don't settle for a judge who just throws his weight around and treats people with disrespect. It's time for a change in Ramsey County. I urge you to cast your vote for me on November 2nd. If you do, I won't forget that you as citizens have given me this privilege to serve you. I will work hard to show that you made the right choice. I thank you for your time, and remember, vote for the right I on November 2nd. Iversen, not incumbent. Thank you for your time.